Good morning, students. So, in the computer networks lecture series, the topic that we are going to discuss from the unit 5 that is the domain name system. So, it's just handled by Logesswari from RMDEC Engineering College, working as an assistant professor in CSE department. Sorry. Let's move on to the session. So, we already know what is meant by the DNS. So, actually, if we are requesting anything to the server means we should know the URL, but actually in reality it works based upon the IP address. But as a human, it's not possible for us to remember the IP address each and every time. So if we did any mistake in the number mean automatically will redirect to a wrong website. So to overcome that, so we are using one concept called as domain name system. Okay. So instead of remembering the IP address, I am going to remember only the URL. That is google.com, yahoo.com, rmd.ac.in. Likewise, I'm going to remember or use only the URL. So automatically it will map. Instead of converting, it's not converting actually, it is mapping to the particular IP address. In this way, DNS will work. Is a supporting program that is used by the programs such as email. A user email program may know the email address of the recipient. However, IP protocol needs IP address. So to identify the remote system, IP and TCP and IP protocols, which will uniquely identifies the connection of the host on the internet. However, people prefer to use names instead of numeric values. So DNS system that can map a name to the address or address to a name. So this is a service. You can see that example of a DNS service. First, user will send you only the URL. The SMTP client will given to the DNS client. The DNS client will proceed to the another client, main client, and it will return the IP address. Based upon that, it will go. But from the user's point of view, we are using just an URL. But internally, this IP address will be get mapped into one. This URL get mapped into the IP address. When the internet was small, mapping was done by using the host file. Okay, but today we are working with lots and lots of URL. It's not possible to do it manually, so we are going with the automated, that is the centralized access. So huge information is divided into small parts today and stored in the different computers, and a host can connect the closest computer holding the needed information. So in DNS we have a concept called as a namespace. The namespace, which is an unambiguous means without any confusion, assigned to the machines must be unique. Namespace map each address to that unique name into two ways. One is flat, next one is hierarchical. So the flat namespace, a name in this space is a sequence of characters without a structure, so it cannot be used in the internet. So you can see this is a flat namespace. Next one is hierarchical namespace. Each name has several parts. So the first part defines the nature of the organization. Second part defines the name of the organization. Third part defines the departments in the organization. So here it will no need to worry the same name. So you can use the concept. Domain namespace. When we have hierarchical namespace, a domain namespace is to be defined in the form of a tree structure. So the tree names are defined as the inverted tree with the root at the top can level up to 128 levels. The root with level with 0 to 127. So label each node as a label with the string of maximum 63 characters. The root label is always a null. The full domain name is a sequence of labels separated by dots. Okay, you can see that these are not full names. Next one is fully qualified name is a complete domain name for the specific computer or a host on the internet. FQDN consists of two parts like host name or domain name. Partially qualified consists of terminated with a null string, which is said to be the partially completed thing. Okay. A domain is the subtree of the domain namespace. So here you can see this is a domain and this is a there is a zone file will be there. So each and every zone will be maintained by the domain. Distribution of name servers. The information contained in the domain namespace must be stored. It is inefficient to also unreliable. So we are maintaining the hierarchy of namespace from the root server to that another server. Automatically it will get subdivided. Zone and domain. So zone is that it will contains all the files. Like whenever the server is dedicated, over is called as the zone. Zone consists of the entire file. Root server is a main server, where zone consists of the whole tree, but authority of the other servers. Primary server and secondary server. DNS defines two different types of servers. A primary server stores a file about the zone. A secondary server transfers the complete information about the zone from one server to another server. DNS in the internet. We have three different types of DNS. One is generic, country, and inverse. Generic is the common one. It will be used by all. So like you can see that generic or edu, org, com, commercial, in, mil, military. So generic domain. These are said to be generic domain. Generic domain. Country domains are labeled with the country at the end of the URL like CA or US. Inverse domain is used to map an address to the name. Resolver. We will be having two different types of resolver. Is used to map if the particular URL is not present in a particular server. Automatically it will automatically go to that next available server to get the value. Mapping. Okay. So I think I hope you would have understood. Student, these are all the topic which is necessary for learning the DNS concepts. Thank you.